Hello everyone. Now I talk about civic tech challenges against COVID-19 pandemics and infodemics. Needless to say, COVID-19 pandemic and infodemic rapidly go around the world and making the world panics. Endemics, the first case was reported in Wuhan and rapidly go around the world and crashing health system in many countries. And the other feature of this pandemic is so-called infodemic. Demagogue via the media, such as internet, TV, and others, also crashing the health system and societies. So against pandemic viruses, we have many experiences. Healthcare provides diagnostic tools, therapeutic agents, and vaccines. Many researchers and scientists have started to developing such tools and agents, and governments go to the making policies about economic support and logistic support. But infodemic is appeared in the first in out in our history. We don't have enough experiences for infodemics, but such a demagogue and fake news have trouble many times, every times in such epidemic or pandemics. Plague, cholera, lepra, HIV, TB. There are so many problematics. Against infodemics, only weapon is fact. We should fight against showing a fact or demagogues. This is a photo of Wuhan hospitals. At first, such a coronavirus or new type of pneumonia was reported in Wuhan hospital. Many people feared and gathered in hospitals, and hostel was hostel to change to be incubator of COVID-19. Most patients of COVID-19 have no mild symptoms, so patients should just stay in home. But so panic make patients to go to hospitals. Health resources should be controlled rationally and wise ways. And visiting hospital by fear could make hospital be crushed and be incubator of COVID-19. And every time earthquake or tsunami or typhoon, toilet papers disappeared in Japan, supermarket in Japan. But this news go around the world by TV or internet SNS. Toilet paper also disappeared in London and New York or other cities. So empty news make empty, but in fact, paper resource is not short anywhere in Japan. Masks are short, but toilet papers are not short. Toilet paper factories can supply on demand up to twice of the usual demand, but SNS and TV news, toilet paper disappeared, so we have to get the last one, draw people to buy toilet papers out in many places, and demagogue kill people, not by COVID-19. What can eHealth do is my question. eHealth cannot do tests and make diagnosis of COVID-19, cure patients or cure patients directly, or develop novel drug against COVID-19. eHealth can't do such such as things, but AeHIN can do provide the access to qualified information to COVID-19 and how to fight against COVID-19 and change behavior to prevent COVID-19 transmission by washing hands or keep distance of each other's and have to develop new modality against COVID-19. Stop infodemics is our mission, and we have charged in such control information for right way to patients and peoples. Civic tech is a promising way to fight against COVID-19. Civic tech is a word of collaborative activity of the government and people by technology. Barack Obama stated open government in 2009. 2009. So U.S. government opened their data for the transparency to the citizens and get the feedback and public decision making for with the government and citizens. Community actions has raised up to the raised up with information crowdsourcing, with using making application by such open data. The first case of civic tech was in rise in 2011 Tohoku earthquakes. So by the earthquake and tsunamis, many roads and railways were destroyed. So people and many companies, Toyota or Honda, provided road information, which road is safe or which roads are destructed and which road is under construction. That information visualized on OpenStreetMaps. And radioactive surveillance visualize pollution after the nuclear disasters. At first, the government provide data by PDF, not a machine readable format, but CSV format data. CSV data were provided by the feedback from citizens. The surveillance map was developed by citizens and shows the pollution was limited. So many people are relieved. Many people relieved and stay back their lives. Kumamoto earthquake and typhoons, many civic tech rising such disasters. Against COVID-19, the first movement was raised in Taiwan. So Taiwan also get short of masks, but government opened the data of stock of masks and where to supply with the geodata and pharmacy data. Volunteer make a map of real-time map of where they can get masks. They can get masks. So Taiwan people don't go panic for masks. And civic tech against COVID-19 is also raised in Tokyo. This is a Tokyo. This is a coronavirus site of Tokyo. This shows information of tests and which what number of number of tests, number of positives, number of negatives, and number of died, number of admission. And that was only Only 3 weeks ago, Tokyo government decided to launch a website of COVID-19, and days later, Vice President Miyasaka ordered to develop an open site to Code for Japan. And Code for Japan launched the site in 2 days and published source codes on GitHub, and more than 3,000 commits and thousands of pull requests. This is the source code of COVID-19 website. This site is translated to English and many other languages. Translated to English, Spanish, Korea, Taiwanese, mainland China, Vietnamese, Thai, French. This is a folk sites of Hokkaido. Hokkaido has one of the most population in one of the most infected patients in Japan, and they also launched their site by using Tokyo website. And although the Digital Ministry of Taiwan also collaborated this Tokyo source codes. Now this is a world international collaboration and showing wisdom of human beings, I think. All of the data was provided as a data, and this many requests were feedback to Tokyo to which data we need other data. OpenHL also has the challenge of coronavirus. OpenHL is a standard development organization of ISO 36006 data standards, and released archetype template data models and open license from AeHIN company in Norway and Slovenia. OpenAHR incubator means developing repository, not the virus incubator, bacterial incubator, but incubator of clinical models. The COVID-19 incubator contains many data model to record COVID-19 cases. This is a mock-up of screening interface directly generated from data models. This is a summary. eHealth should fight against the epidemic of COVID-19 by smart way. Civic tech is one of the most promising tools for eHealth. Openness is a key to involve the government and citizens. Tokyo project issued their reporting site by open source software, and the data are available as open data. 3,000 commits, 173 contributors, 8 translations in only 10 days. As usual, Tokyo government make a website only simple one, 2 months or 4 months, but this way shorten the time and save money with voluntary collaborations. 12 websites in other prefectures in Japan opened using the source codes, and the OpenEHR project. OpenEHR provides an archetype and template model. I think we and technology has an infinite possibility even against COVID-19. Thank you for the audiences.
Thank you, Dr. Shinji. We have our first question. So, is the situation getting better in Japan?
Yes, but fighting against COVID-19 is a long way, just started. deaths and number of confirmed cases are not rapidly increasing in Japan, but I don't know the future. We have to try to control diseases and information in this month and maybe years.
Thank you, Dr. Shinji. Our next question
Yeah,
is, where can we access the Open EHR COVID-19 data model? Is it available online?
yeah. Please access CKM Clinical Knowledge Manager of OpenEHR site. COVID-19 repository is and search COVID-19. There's many data models and templates.
Yes,
Is it
maybe we
okay?
can send out the link. Yes, Dr. Shinji,
Okay,
thank you. Our next question is, what can we do as a regional network to prepare for COVID-19?
that is a good question. If you want to do something, if your government and you have a data, open such a data by public on the internet and say we I and address openly. If you're a citizen and skilled with programming, just write a code and publish on GitHub, then someone may be contact you and share the program. So what's time is say something on public and search such a or such activity on publics. There's many activity on GitHub too, searching GitHub or open data. Kaggle or Kaggle is a machine learning competition site, has many open data or COVID-19, and they are trying to make some AI by such data with their refined uh, algorithmal programs.
Thank you, Dr. Shinji. We also have Dr. Alvin on the call. I think he has questions. Dr. Alvin, can you access your mic?
Thank you, Charis. Good evening, Dr. Shinji. Thank you for the presentation. I particularly like the part about infodemic, where information used not in a good way can cause a lot of hysteria and problems with supply. I think this is something that's very difficult to solve because it's human nature, and it's something that is it's like the bandwagon effect. When you see your neighbors hoarding, you feel like you also need to hoard, because if you don't, then you might be on the losing end. I think this is an aspect of human psychology that we need to understand better and maybe find a way to counter somehow. I don't know. I don't have the solution right now. What I wanted to ask from you, from your experience in Japan, is were there instances in Japan where the IT infrastructure went down?
Uh,
Uh, and second is when the people who were supporting the IT were not able to come to the hospital, and therefore there were challenges in maintaining the IT of the hospital. Over.
yes, it's difficult. So
For example, in our hospital, when suddenly they need more computers because they're setting up tents outside, uh, and you don't have IT staff able to come in because of the quarantine of the government, how did that happen also in Japan? And how did you solve that problem? Maybe
there's so
when you
there's
were
so many people.
so many people in Japan, or they also stay at
Yeah,
home?
so many people are yeah uh, skeptic to government or hospital policies and crashing something is not reliable data. I think that's a limitation of human being, but I also trust that the possibility of new and technology. That's difficult. I can't answer well to your question,
Yes. How
but
about
I can, yes,
How about cloud technology? Do you think in disaster
Cloud technology.
situations, this cloud is
Yeah,
much more
cloud.
reliable than on-premise? Over.
Yes. So the uh, disaster of 2011 tsunami brought many brought up many computer in hospitals. Uh, so many data was lost by tsunami. So uh, cloud um, before such a disaster, uh, Japanese hospital skeptic for cloud, and uh, they loved on-premise PC because we can keep data in the hospital and feel it's a safe situation, but that's not safe situation. In Japan, there are many earthquakes and tsunami and typhoon, and hospital easily can be crushed. I guess Philippines too. So cloud-based is better, but there is still such a skepticism for cloud resources in older ages. But younger ages, they are cloud na- they are cloud native, even they don't even though they don't know which they use local PC or cloud-based such such a tablet ages or smartphone ages. I think no problem. That problem will be resolved in the after 10 years. Many such guys who loves on-premise will be over.
Dr. Shinji, you mentioned that
Yeah,
in 2011, after the tsunami,
yeah, yeah,
many hospitals in Japan realized that keeping the data on the cloud was better
yeah,
than keeping the data inside the hospital, because if the tsunami hits
yeah,
the hospital or the earthquake,
yeah,
then the data would be
yeah,
gone, but the data on the cloud will still be there.
yeah,
Uh, and did you also experience that because the servers are now on the cloud, that
yeah,
it is more reliable and that you need less people to maintain the
yeah,
servers, and therefore
yeah,
it turns out to be maybe a little cheaper, or maybe a little the same price, but the reliability is much better. Would you say you have
yeah,
experienced that? Over.
yeah. And John Halamka, US health informatician, said to me, "Do you know how many security staffs in Amazon or Google? More than 3,000. 3,000 specialists working in Amazon or Google. How many people in hospital?
One or
There, yeah, and so there are more expertise in Amazon or Google. No, Microsoft Azure will
so
be more reliable, I think.
going back to the EHR interoperability lab, do you think it is possible for AeHIN to put up an, an open EHR CKM in our cloud?
Yeah.
We just got a cloud
Uh,
system, and
yeah.
if we put an open EHR there on one side, and on the other side of the cloud we have the Fire server, is it possible to
Uh-huh.
connect the OpenEHR with the Fire server so there's their interoperability between the two? Over.
Yes, there, of course, many open EHR server has a fire interfaces.
Okay.
So yes, and communicate easily. Using CKM as OpenEHR repository, other repository in China is a candidate, could be a candidate because China, a Chinese CKM clinical knowledge manager, clinical repository is free for me and maybe you.
Okay. Do you know the
Okay.
people in CKM China? We can talk to them.
Yes, Dr. Lu is my friend.
Dr. Lu. Okay, Lu Bao.
Dr. Lu Dr. Lu in Zhejiang University.
Yes. Maybe we can have an
I think he's very busy now.
yes, but maybe when he is less busy, we can have a conference with
Yeah.
him. Okay. If you have an open EHR server, it will be
Yeah.
fire compliant, or you still need a fire server?
Fire compliant. You can make fire. Many fire interfaces developed by OpenEHR based on the OpenEHR, and you can make other resources on OpenEHR data repository. It's not so very hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Charis, do you have any more questions?
No more questions from our participants, Doctor. Dr. Shinji, do you have a last message to our participants?
Sharing your precious time with me. I'm very happy if this talk is beneficial for you, and please go front and get together to fight against COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good night.
Bye bye.